Hello, and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. I'm Pat Baer. I'm here to build some Lego and to hang out with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave the Lego to the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, go ahead and reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like just being a lurker and not saying anything, you can just do that. Aristophan is here. Hello, Aristophan. Happy to have you here. Lord Crashington is here saying, hey, Pat. My view doesn't count. No, it does, Lord Crashington. Lashbrook is here. Yeah. So I said this in the pre-show. My dashboard here is saying one viewer, but there are 3 of you in chat. So clearly it doesn't know what it's talking about. And that's fun. But I'm happy you're all here. Welcome, welcome. I mean, Aristophan doesn't even show up as a VIP on my users in chat in the VIP section. So it's all kinds of goofed up. But welcome. Hello. That's why you don't have to. Obviously, you can always be a lurker. But if you do want to chat, it's nice because then people know, the streamer knows that you're there. And that's fun. Yes, the first fan's been demoted to 0, apparently. Whatever, it'll jump up. It's fine. I also shouldn't look, but I'm going to. What is on the agenda for tonight? Well, our primary focus is the construction of some Lego sets. We're working on the LEGO Exotic Parrot 3-in-1. So right now, well, we finished the parrot. That's old news. Now we're going to work on the fish, and then if there's time, we'll get started, or maybe we won't. I don't know. We've got the frog to build as well. So that'll be fun. We'll be able to take care of that. That's going to be a good time. We're going to chat about some things like the Annapurna interactive showcase that happened today. Which is apparently now the final element of or the final piece of the Not E3 puzzle. I'm fairly sure it's the last one showcase. So we'll talk about that. We'll preview Money in the Bank, which is happening on Saturday afternoon. So by Sunday evening, we'll be able to talk about it because it'll have been done for several hours because it's a Saturday afternoon show because it's happening in London. Other things that we'll chat about, anime in the second hour. I got 2 shows to chat about. The final episode of each show. And then a little bit of business here and there that we can kind of chat about. To answer your question, Lord Crashington, have you been getting any of the smoke down there? No. We have been lucky. We have not seen that. I believe it is blowing that smoke out into the water once it gets down towards me. Been very happy about that. I did wear a mask when I was out today, but that was because I was mowing the lawn. And it's a different kind of mask, not N95. A mask to help with my breathing there as I mow the lawn, so that I hopefully don't inhale so many of the grass, that clippings and such, and the dirt and all that. Smoke on the water, yes, and fire in the sky. I'll put this out there. Next Tuesday. The plan is next Tuesday. I'm going to check out the SpongeBob SquarePants expansion or special pack for Power Wash Simulator. It is their first bit of paid DLC. Everything else has been free. And I'm going to show it on Tuesday no matter what. I did put in a request for a code for it through the service that Square Enix, who is publishing the game, uses for codes. So I have requested that if I do not get a response, or if I don't get a code, because maybe I'll get a response and they'll say, no thanks, you don't qualify, I'll just buy it. We'll touch it fresh, because basically I'm going to wait until Tuesday afternoon. So either way, I'll play it. I might be playing it and have to say that this is sponsored because it will be a sponsored stream because I'll receive the code. Who knows? That is not that email. That is a different email that I just received. You've been playing it, Lord Crashington? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I put in a code for it yesterday, and I'm hoping that I will receive said code. Maybe. I don't know. It's the Square Enix will be the largest publisher that I've ever requested a code from. So we'll see. Lord Crashington also says we're in 170 range of air quality. So that's better than 240, aka TV World from yesterday. might be in the clear after Friday. Yes, the Midnight Channel has been buzzing for lots of people. The fog rolls in. I'm going to reply to my own tweet. We're going to see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. I don't know if we will. This might be a very chill Thursday. It might be fucking bumping. I don't know. Sometimes people really love to see me work on Lego sets. Other times people are like, I like the model kits. And so I understand. Or they got other stuff going on. Overhead here, I don't want to mess anything up here. I think I might have gotten the lighting where I want it. You can see there's a little bit of bleed right here, but I am not washed out with this lighting. And most importantly, the work surface is brighter than it would be otherwise. So if I do this, you can see very dark here. I'm not, this area here is now not as bright, but I'm still pretty visible for when I do my other streams. But then when I hit this button, boom. I do have to move where the switch is. I move the cabling around. I have to move where this light is plugged in. There's a light right there. I have to move where that's plugged in. And if I move that, just crop your image. Unless I could, if I remember correctly, this is as much digital zoom as I can get with my webcam. So I would have to crop it outside of that. And I certainly could do that. I could, instead of zooming the camera, I can then just crop the image a little bit and then enlarge it. I could certainly do that. And I might do that. But yeah, I think it looks all right. I could crop it to reduce this light here. I kind of don't care. And you can see right here, this is kind of where the light is. You see this is brighter than over there, but at the same time, still way brighter than it was. I can also turn this light a little bit, and that should actually help a little bit more. But the placement of the light is where I want it, other than the fact that I have to reach for the switch. I never accidentally turn it on or off, but it is a little annoying. So you can see, that it's brighter right here, but it's still brighter in general. So I'm thrilled about that. And now we can actually get into this Lego build. We'll get through a little bit of business here. Thank you to everybody that came by on Tuesday for Pat Baer's Anime Club episode 100. It'll be out on Monday for everybody else, but if you watch it then, you can see it. It was a pleasure to talk for over 2 hours about anime, the previous season, and what's coming up there. All right, let me just check this email real quick here. Sorry, I got emails at the wazoo coming in here. I sold the thing on Steam store, one of those images. I don't care about those things. I get pennies on occasion. They add up. Terms of service for Blue Sky has changed. Seems like they are updating their community guidelines, which sounds good. Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Oh, now they're explicitly prohibiting impersonation and misleading identities, which they should have from day one. But at least they're getting there. Okay, that's good. I like Blue Sky enough. I'm using it, promoting stuff, talking to people, following people that I know and like. They've been doing more invites. I don't have an invite yet. My first invite is going to a friend of mine who would like to use it for similar things. Basically, I put the tweet out. I'm like, I don't have any invites, but when I do, I'll try to help. And they immediately were like, I would like to call dibs. I was like, yes, reasonable. Old friend. So, but yeah, I've been enjoying it enough. The solution is just to impersonate the head of the social media company, and they'll immediately make it illegal. Yes, Lord Crashington, that is often the way. Some people may remember the old Twitter, before there was like @verified and you could apply, people didn't quite know how to get verified, and one way was to be someone famous enough. But if you were just like mildly famous or a public figure, one of the easiest ways to get it would be to prove or show that you needed it because people were impersonating you. And one of my favorite things was people were making on purpose fake accounts, comically impersonating Paul F. Tompkins. And I remember there were a bunch of different variations of it. But that was mostly just to like annoy people enough until he got verified, which was funny at the time. Frustrating probably for other people, but funny at the time. There was at least one person that kept going. Um, I think it was Drag F. Tompkins, and it was just someone photoshopped the wig onto Paul F. Tompkins. And I believe that one lasted for quite some time, just doing parody tweets of his tweets, which, was fun. Um, we are building a fish here, so I'm slowly putting together our fish components, building up this fish. Other small things here. Let's see. Thank you again for Pat Bear's Anime Club coming to that. That was very kind. Everybody showed up. That was a fun one. Let's see. Request the code for SpongeBob. We'll see. This has been asked in multiple places, and I want to just put it out there wherever I can, including putting it out there here on Twitch during a stream. I'm sure I will answer this question before. I do not plan on covering Fight Forever, the AEW video game. I don't own it. I don't plan to immediately get it or get it anytime soon. There is an update they could do that would interest me in that, but right now they have not. They have made no plans to update the game in a way that would appeal to me. For my purposes, of course, are CPU versus CPU battles, which exist in the game. You can certainly do CPU versus CPU, but Creator Wrestlers is very limited. The suite for your Creator Wrestler is bare bones at best. That charitable bare bones. Missing many things. Missing a lot of features. Missing a lot of love, honestly. And then compound that with the fact that you cannot upload and therefore you cannot download other people's creations. So even if it was even if it was robust, even if it was like wild, all the things you could do in that, without the ability to upload them and thus download them, I would have to do all the work myself, and that's unlikely. Because, as you know, the thing I enjoy probably the most about those games is setting up fun situations like Lady D versus a chicken lady, with Kojima interfering. Not Kojima, the wrestler, Kojima, I should say, the game developer. Like, that's what I want. And then, like, somebody's painstaking, wonderful looking, all of the moves incorporated and correct, Eddie Kingston comes in, and you're just like, yep, that's what I want. The idea that a lot of moves are tied to progress in the game and then unlocking things, I don't hate that. I don't love that. But if that means that in the future you can't use some moves because you didn't unlock them, but the wrestler you downloaded, if they ever add that, can do them, like, yeah, that would be frustrating. That's where GameFAQ call guides come into play, like the Aki N64 games. Yeah, I mean, yes and no, Lord Crash. That can help you build a wrestler, because they'll tell you, hey, if you want to build Stone Cold in this game, you want to use generic entrance number 7, and you want to use finisher number 13. Like, they'll do that work for you. But I don't want to do that work. I don't want to go to GameFAQs. I want to hit search and type in the search bar Stone Cold and have 18 different Stone Colds appear, and I'll go through and I'll pick the one that seems the most fun. Or the one that, like, is the one where he has, like, a weird, like, oh, this is like a different, this is like Stone Cold with a cowboy hat, because that was that fun era where he was wearing a cowboy hat and had an acoustic guitar. Like, sure, I'll download that one. Yes, Stone Toad. Yes. Who will make Stone Toad? I don't know. Not me. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. Like, I think the game looks fun. If I was hanging out with the crew and we were trying to play some games, it would be nice to have. You know what I mean? That might be a game that I keep on the laptop and bring out, you know, when we're hanging out with people. And to be like, oh, well, you know, I got that Fight Forever game. If you want to check the Fight Forever game out, see if we can get some games going. We should get some games going, that kind of thing. But nah, right now. It doesn't do what I need to do, which is make weird shit and fun stuff, and yeah, and like anime characters and really detailed wrestlers from other promotions and other countries. And if it does allow for that, it's very difficult, and you have to do it yourself, totally. And I'm not up for it. So that could change. They could start adding stuff to that game to really make it something that shines in the particular way that would encourage me to pick it up. But right now, seems good for a future League of Heels. Yeah, I mean, like playing in Fight Forever. Although even their like Casino Battle Royale still only allows for 4 players at once. So like we could do a Casino Battle Royale. Like sure, we could definitely do that. It might be fun once to switch up to that, or just to do a one-on-one. That might be fun. Yeah, you're not wrong. That application, sure. But I'm not thinking about League of Heels. I don't think about League of Heels as much as I think about my weekly Tuesday streams. So expect another, because we haven't done a whole thing in a while. But expect another edition of CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K23 coming soon, because I haven't done it in a while. And those are fun. I enjoy doing those, so we'll get in there. I've downloaded a few wrestlers. Of course, I built myself not too long ago, so I got to get myself in there. I got to show you all me, the Pat Baer that I made. I got to show that off because I think that turned out pretty great. I also got to go in and like give myself moves and like, change some stuff around. Maybe work on I worked on the intro. I like the intro, but like there's a couple of things in there that I could shift about Pat Baer, the wrestler. And I gotta give Pat Baer another match, and see. Pat Baer right now is 0 and wait, what happened here? Okay. Oh, this side. That's what I'm doing. But right now, Pat is 0 and 1. So gotta figure that. Gotta turn your call into the Vince of your league. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Annapurna Interactive Showcase. You can just watch it out there, but like, the long and short of it is, the people that made Nidhogg have a biking game about ghosts. Keita Takahashi of rolling a ball to encapsulate other things, Katamari fame, is making a game about a guy who is perpetually stuck in a T-pose, which looked cute as shit and fun. And Able Gamers is working on that game in association, which is lovely. That sounds like such a fun idea. And a few other things. So this is not the first trailer we've had for Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. That is the developers of Sayonara Wild Hearts, a game I liked quite a bit. They're working on another game. It's still kind of like not quite sure what's going on with this thing, but there's spooky vibes, which I like. It's a puzzle game. It looks pretty cool. Cocoon, which we've heard about before. What was the release date for that? It was a short little trailer. Let's see. September 29th. That's right. Steam. Lush Foil. What is it? Lush Foil Photography Sim? Yeah. That looks neat. That's not necessarily my style, but like looked pretty neat. Could be fun. I don't know. Good vibes in it. Who is that? Yes. Yeah, that looked neat. I don't know. What happened here? Oh, I dropped some frames. My apologies, everybody. I dropped some frames there. Hopefully that'll be a temporary thing. We won't have to worry about that. My internet did get a little wonky this afternoon, but has been good. Other than that, so hopefully we'll be okay. But maybe tomorrow I should go and restart the modem and flush everything. Well, we're putting an eyeball on, folks. We're getting this kit. It's time to put an eyeball on this fish. Got to put an eyeball on it. Eyeball it. So this goes like that. And then this eye looks towards that line. Boom. There we go. Eyeball on it. And then a little pattern here. And then, of course, to a T. That's T-O-A-T. To a T. About a teen going through life in a T pose. And it's, Katamari and Wadham, developer, doing something with, the only one in T posing, doing something with Able Gamers in association with that. So that sounds really neat. I thought that looked cool. That was probably like the highlight of it, because it was just like a very silly idea by a fun developer. So I'm like, yeah, sure, all right, go in for that. I'm in. And then Flock got another trailer, and Flock looks absolutely gorgeous. That's the Wilmot Warehouse developers, Hollow Ponds. Yeah, it's like and Pip War from Rock Paper Shotgun, formerly of Rock Paper Shotgun, is doing some narrative work on this game. Because I'm looking at the Rock Paper Shotgun write-up, and that's neat. I did enjoy Pip's writing. So, yeah, the art style of Flock just looks really cool. It's basically like a Pokemon game, but there's singing for fights. I don't know. It's I'd love to learn more about that game, I think, because I still have some questions about it, but the vibes are good and it's intriguing, so I definitely want to give it a shot. And then Ghost Bike. The Nidhogg people made a game called Ghost Bike. I have seen it as one word, and I've seen it as two words, and I don't know if it's Ghost Bike or Ghost Bike. But either way, it does look neat, and I am interested in what's going on there. So hopefully we'll get more information soon. Oh, that's coming out next year. Cute ghost pal. There's a ghost in your bike basket, and that's just fun. Mundawn. It's getting a free update coming out on consoles. Action Mech Life Sim is what Bounty Star is being described as. I mean, more mech games sounds good to me. That was a cool trailer. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I will say that. I'm not super feeling the trailer that I watched of that. And if you were like, Pat, I don't own a PlayStation, but I heard great things about that Stray game. Is there any hope for me, someone that would like to play Stray but doesn't own a PlayStation? And the answer is yes, because it's coming to Xbox in August. Not on Game Pass though, but you can get it, you can buy it, and then maybe on Game Pass someday. But at the very least, if you want to play that game, you'll be able to soon, and that's fun. So if you've been waiting to have it come to Xbox. And then Thirsty Suitors, which I have been keeping an eye on for quite some time because it just seems like an interesting looking game. A rhythm action RPG, which is very steeped in the immigrant American traditions of a lot of different Indian cultures. Looks rad as shit. And that is coming out in November 2nd. And I theoretically will be receiving a code for said game. Due to a conversation I had an assurance that I would be able to take a look at it on stream. So we'll see if that could fall apart, but right now that's the plan. So that would be fun. And as always, folks, if I have received a code or anything of that nature, I always say, generally with indies, it's just, they don't even say that I have to do that, but I always do, of course. And then, as I said, if I do get a code for the SpongeBob expansion of Power Wash Simulator, you know that I bought that game when it came out in early access, but that if I do get a code for that, then I will make it clear that I have received it. And I even, because it's a Square Enix thing, part of their agreement is I have to say sponsored, which it would be. It would be a sponsored look at it, because I would be receiving the game specifically, or receiving the code specifically to showcase it on stream. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. Oh yeah, Storyteller coming to Netflix. Games. I forgot about this. This is the one thing to mention. Coming out of this, that was I would describe this as interesting. Annapurna, the game publisher, we're talking about the Annapurna, interactive showcase. They're making a game, like an in-studio game, Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth. But yeah, their first in-game, in-house development. Let's see. The technical director of What Remains of Edith Finch, and who was also the game director of Solar Ash, Chelsea Hash, is leading this project. And there's not much in there. You are playing a former cop. And it feels a little Her Story-ish, perhaps. But yeah, that seemed cool. There's some good announcements on there. Some trailers, like some second trailers from stuff that we saw during the old Game Fest, and then a few other things here and there. All right, so this is going to go on here. This is the bottom of our fish, which also connects to our stand. So I believe that is done with that. Oh yeah, we got to finish up this part of the stand here, or the thing here. Let's talk about Money in the Bank, shall we? Money in the Bank is coming from the O2 Arena in London, England. They're apparently the O2. You can see some of their stuff they're going to be selling this weekend there. One of the pieces of merch is the LWO shirt, but instead of Latino World Order, it's London World Order, which I don't think they're selling online. I think they're just selling at the event. But either way, that is in poor taste and kind of a yikes. Anyway, we got a 7-match card, which seems like it will probably be all of the matches. There is a chance that things could get added to the card because SmackDown, instead of being taped ahead of time, SmackDown is live in London on Friday, tomorrow. So they're going to do SmackDown Live, and there are a couple championship matches that night. So you could see those getting thrown in and becoming part of the show. Specifically, Asuka is putting her belt on the line against Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair is very unhappy with this because Charlotte jumped the queue. So one could imagine a world in which Bianca fucks up that match, and then it becomes a trios match, or a trio match on the pay-per-view. That's a possibility. Something like that. The tag belts are also on the line on SmackDown. I don't think the tag champions... I mean, they're flying all the way out to London, but I don't think the tag champions are going to be defending the belts 2 nights in a row. That's my guess. But that also could end up becoming a match. I don't know. So we got a 7-match card. Also, it'd just be good to kind of throw that stuff in there. We've got the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight versus Santos Escobar versus Butch versus Damian Priest versus Logan Paul. So, the oh fuck, are they gonna do this money is on Logan Paul, right? The idea of Logan Paul on his fucking YouTube shit and like whatever appearances he makes other places, they would hope that he would have the Money in the Bank briefcase, and that would bring more eyes to the product. As if Logan Paul just being there puts eyes on the product. You don't need to have him with a title shot he can cash in at any time. He's also already competed for the belt out of nowhere. So, like, but he could. The sentimental favorite is LA Knight. LA Knight, if they're going to push him, they got to push him soon. It would make sense. Crowds are really behind him. It would make a lot of sense to do that. Will they do it? Hey, Firestar Man, welcome. Will they do it? Will they put the belt? Will they put the briefcase on LA Knight? I don't know. The possibility of Damian Priest. WWE is very high on Damian Priest. They're very pleased. The match he had with Bad Bunny was originally going to be a tag match, apparently, but they were working so well together that they decided, you know what? No, we'll make this a singles match. They're very high on him. I could see a world where he got it. I don't see it for Ricochet. I don't see it for Shinsuke. I don't see it for Santos. Butch is going to come close, but Pete Dunne rules. But I think Pete Dunne is mostly in that match because they wanted a British person in that match because they're in Britain for it. That's unfortunately my feeling on that. As far as the women's, Zelina Vega versus Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark versus Bailey versus Io Sky versus Trish Stratus. So Firestar Man, you weren't here, and that's fine. I'm not saying, oh, you should have been here. You weren't here for this when I talked about it. There is no chance of me streaming the AEW game right now, or anytime in the near future. The thing I want most from that video game is the Create a Wrestler suite, and that is very lacking for that game. Because the thing I am most interested in those games is wacky, weird, or people from other promotions in their CPU versus CPU matches. But right now, the tools that they included are very limited, and you cannot upload or download other people's. You can't upload your own to the cloud, and you can't download other people's. So because of that, Firestar Man just gifted 5 subs. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it very much. Let's do the Baer Lego inside in the chat. Firestar Man says that's balls. Yeah, I mean, look. The most important thing for a game like that is it fun to play, right? It's the first one. But thank you so much for those gifted subs. I'm going to read out those names, and then I'll get back to talking about that. Wishful Star, Zonovazon, Justin, Lecobellis, Civitas, and Throttlebottom. Thank you all. Welcome all of you, and thank you, Firestar Man, for gifting the subs. So, right, the most important thing with one of those games is it fun, right? Is it challenging? Is it rewarding? I would say it's important if the roster was huge. The roster isn't huge right now, but they'll do DLC. Some of it paid, some of it free. Conflicted thoughts about that myself. But, those are the most important things, right? And then I do think it's in the top 5 priorities is, can you do some weird and wild shit with it? Please clarify. Yes. Yes. I don't know if it's Zenovazon is in the chat right now, but if you are, I would love to know how to say. Also, I should just point out here, because of those gifted subs, which is incredible of you, thank you so much. We are now at 89 subscribers, which is my new personal record. We were at 88, and then we dropped a little bit since I did the subathon. But now we are on Friday. Now we are past that. So the new record is 89, which is a whole lot of subscribers. And thank you very much for helping out with that. Of course, I'm going to write that down so I remember. That's where we're at. Let's see. Oh, I got to change something real quick in here. Wait, change that? Great. Okay. Um, Getting back to Money in the Bank, because like I said, if they change it, if they start adding some stuff, the Zenovazan. Oh, Jesus Christ! Firestar Man just gifted a ton more subs. You said the pronunciation was good. I appreciate that. I know that some people just make usernames and they never think about it being said out loud, and other people, it's part of their name, and I'm just not saying it correctly. Thank you. Firestar Man just gifted so many subs. That's 11 more, taking us to 100 subscribers. Trilithion, Urban Bohemian, that's my friend Brian. Paloproxy, Act Not to Flights, I should say. Chili Robots, okay. Jaden College, Monroe, Silver Streak, we know Silver Streak, Laggy Boy, Fame Douglas 420, an excellent username from Jeff's community, Thunderhawk 47, and the Cruel King. Yes, I am now pronunciation challenge hard. Yes. I did both. I know it's a bit confusing. Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. Like, sometimes as people are just like, I don't know, I put a bunch of letters. Like, you remember, y'all might remember Abby Russell, not when she made her username for the internet, her social media name, not thinking about working at a company where she'd have to say the name of that username. And then it's why Abby. And it's just like, well, that was a choice you made, Abby. That happens for people. And then other times it's my name. And it's just like, oh, no. Oh, I have to try to say your name right. Most people get my name correct. But that's because my name is Baer. If people say Bar, that's the most I get wrong. People say Mr. Bar. Or I've had Baer before. They throw an H in there. But most of the time, people are just like, it's Bear, but you spell it weird? It's like, yes. Yes. Smoke Wolf. No. I'm not saying the rest of that, Lord Crashton. That's very funny. All right. Money in the Bank. I want to try to get through this here. The women's match, right? Io Sky got, even as a heel, Io Sky got such a wonderful reception in Puerto Rico for Backlash. It would be lovely. It would also play into the fact that, like, Bayley has been, like, treating her poorly and we're setting up a face turn for Io. The idea that, like, Io won and Bayley is clearly jealous and mad about it. But also, we could find ourselves in a situation where they cost each other the opportunity. I don't think Becky Lynch or Trish Stratus need it. Zelina Vega, it would be cool for her to have it. But I think it's Zoe Stark. I mean, look, that would fucking make Zoe Stark. The idea that she could go and cash in. I really do think that, like, if we're going to have heels as the champions in the two divisions, it would make sense to have a babyface with it. So, but I do think Io Sky, will be technically still a heel, but people are supporting her, would be like the cool way to go there. But I could see it being Zoe Stark, and they're really pushing her. I don't know. God, watch it be Becky. Watch it be Becky, because I don't think she's ever won the Money in the Bank briefcase. I mean, look, if it was Becky and then she was going after Asuka when Becky had the belt and then had to give it up because she was pregnant and went off to go have a child, and then Asuka, who was the Money in the Bank briefcase winner, just automatically became champion. It's kind of fun to throw it back the other way, but I don't think they should do that. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley. Cody Rhodes has only lost to Brock Lesnar. That's it. Cody Rhodes has lost to Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar, and of course, Roman Reigns. That's it. I don't think you add Dominic Mysterio to that list. Even with Rhea Ripley, I don't think you do it. So you're saying, well, Pat, is that going to mean that all three gentlemen who are wrestling that night are going to lose? All three guys in Judgment Day are going to lose? Doesn't that make the group incredibly loserish? Well, no. Because I'm predicting that Finn Balor is going to defeat Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Pat, but he just won that belt, it feels like. Yes. But I think Finn Balor with that belt is cool. I think Seth on the chase for that belt is fun. I think that would be the way to go. And I don't mind a short title reign for someone like that. William Waddington just hit the follow button. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. That's very kind. Welcome, welcome. So that's my big, because there's been talk that there's going to be a big upset on the card. That's my big upset. My big upset is Seth freaking Rollins losing that belt. Because I think that would be interesting. I also want good things for Finn Balor, just in general. We built our fish, basically. Our fish is done. Now we're building the stand, the base for our fish. We'll put the fish like that so you can see a little bit of detail on there as we build this fish base. Let's see. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler with their unified women's tag team championship belts, defending those against a returning Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. The former champions, they had to give up their titles because Liv was injured. Look, there's no fucking way in hell it's Ronda and Shayna. I don't want that. I don't want good things. I would like okay things for Shayna Baszler. I think she's very talented. I don't want good things for Ronda Rousey. I don't like Ronda Rousey as a person or a wrestler. But I don't think it makes sense for them to lose those belts so soon. I think this will be a nice, fun match. I would actually like this to lead to the dissolvement of Liv and Raquel. I'd like to see Raquel turn heel and start a feud with Liv Morgan. I think that would be great for both of them to have that and get rid of this tag team that doesn't quite make sense. So that's what I'm hoping for, is that a tag team dissolves because of this. And I'd like to see a rematch of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Gunther, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, facing Matt Riddle. I don't know. I think this match could honestly steal the show. I think the British crowd, which is also an international crowd because there'll be folks from various places traveling to London, I think that crowd's going to be hot as shit for Gunther. I think they're going to be really psyched for him. I think Matt Riddle is going to get the boos he deserves. And I think this is going to be a hard-fought match. Like, again, this match could steal the show. But in the end, I think Gunther retains. I don't think he drops the belt to Riddle. I don't see that happening. Maybe it might, but I don't see it happening. And then what will probably be the main event, the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa will be taking on the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, in what is then described as the Civil War, or the Bloodline Civil War tag team match. Look, the smartest money is on Roman winning this one. Roman pinning Jey after some shenanigans. Is this the inclusion of someone new in the Bloodline? Probably not. Is this just chicanery from Paul Heyman? Possibly. Could this be? Could this be Roman losing? Roman Reigns losing a match? Nah. Other than the DQ win for Seth. Nah. Nah, nah, nah. But what if Roman Reigns got pinned? What if Roman got pinned by Jey Uso? That could be fucking cool as hell. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could be cool as hell. That one, I got to give it to the Bloodline. I think the Bloodline winning that one is inevitable. Again, this is Saturday, I believe starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the afternoon because it is in London. And I'm looking forward to watching that and seeing what's up. Taking a gander, taking a look-see. I'll be watching that Saturday afternoon, and I'll be able to talk about it Saturday evening. Saturday will also be so Saturday. All of the anime that I watched on Fridays and Saturdays is done right now. We got a new season starting soon. We'll hit the old Annie chart. I want to see the next one that I want to watch here and when that starts. So we're going to do summer 2022. And we want to do search by next airing episode. Horimiya. Wait, Horimiya starts in 1 day and 12 hours. So that's... Oh, I can talk about that. Okay, so I will be talking about the first episode of Horimiya, The Missing Pieces. Most likely I'll talk about that on Saturday. So I didn't realize that was starting so soon. I believe that is a Saturday show. I think that's the first one that I want to watch. Yeah. Oh, no. Maybe My Tiny Senpai, if that is a day and change. If that would be a Saturday show either. I might have some new anime to talk about this week. I'll be filling in Saturday and Monday and all that. I'll be filling in, like waiting for the new shows to start. I'll also be able to fit in some description of some shows that I didn't end up watching this season. I'm going to try to watch a few episodes of a few of those shows so that I have a little bit more to talk about. And so, yeah, I'll be filling in the blanks there. I've also decided about halfway through the episode today of Sacrificial Princess that I am done watching that show. I know it's a 2-core. I wish it wasn't a 2-core because it is so fucking slow. It might pick up the pace, but right now that show is just not something that I really want to watch. So I was watching an episode, I believe it was like 11 today, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it anymore. The art still looks good. The animation is still not great. I'll probably get back to it, but right now it's like, I'm good. Oh, are we almost done with this? I believe we are almost done. Once I put this fish in here, there it is. We got a nice little tilt there so you can get an angle on the fish. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's some coral I can build here. Or some, I'm building. We're almost done. This was the place in there. We got to build some seaweed, I should say. This is more seaweed. We're almost done with this. So yeah, I'll either be starting some new shows. I actually have to start doing I can do this. I can do Annie. I can go back to Annie chart and hit airing, and then I can start seeing what's coming up. Because today will be Friday, or tomorrow will be Friday. Is there anything new coming out? No. Saturday. Let's check there. We got Horimiya, Missing Pieces. That's Saturday. My Tiny Senpai is Saturday. So I got 2 new shows I can watch. Great. And then I might also do talking about some manga. And then I got the last episode of Witcher Mercury Season 2 on Sunday. So I'll talk about that on Monday. And it doesn't look like there's any new shows starting on Sunday that I want to talk about. Let's see. I might watch. No, no, I'm not gonna watch that. I was like, I might watch. I was like, probably not. Doesn't look like there's anything new on Monday starting that I want to take a look at. So I'll probably cover a series I haven't been watching. Uh, yeah, there's nothing new starting up that I want to check out, take a look at here on Monday. Tuesday we got The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, so that'll be good. That I've heard very. I mean, I've liked what I've read of that, and I've heard the preview of that. So people were apparently really psyched about it. So I do have new anime to watch this weekend. I almost fucked up and didn't watch new anime as it came out. So there you go. I'll have two new shows to talk about on Saturday. So that's exciting. And then Monday I'll talk about some. I'll probably try to talk about a show that I skipped because I want to uh, watch some. There were so many romantic comedy anime this season that I didn't watch all of them, and so I at least want to watch like one that I end up missing. I'll watch talk about like a couple episodes of it because it's nice to be able to do that now and again. Just to be like, oh yeah, I messed up. I didn't watch this thing, so now I can talk about it. We'll get this done. We're going to take a pause for the calls in a moment or two. Talk racing, support the channel. I want to finish this, and then we'll null it. We'll take it apart, put it, kind of organize it best we can, and then we'll start working on the frog. Let's see. Oh, I should look at this. Did this end up in the mail? Dustin Forrester got me a gift card to USA Gundam Store, and I bought something there. And apparently, USA Gundam Store was real backed up because they hadn't sent anything out. But I got a shipping notice for the Zawart Heavy high grade that I picked up. And let's see, did it? Okay, yes, I'm expecting to receive that package on Saturday. So that's awesome. It is in transit, so that actually shipped, which is great. And yeah, they're expecting it on Saturday, which would be awesome. So I will put up a poll for my $10 patrons about what I should build next here, because I have 3 things in my backlog that were from my wish list. One of which I am waiting on because that was Harold Price, aka H-Bomb and Friends. Harold picked up something off my wish list, but Harold is currently traveling and would like me to build that when Harold is around, which is a reasonable request. So that Lego set I'm waiting on. Harold's here in chat. Hey, Harold. I hope your traveling is going well. Thank you for spending a little time with me. I assume you are in between flights. That's going to be my guess. Unless you are watching this stream over international waters, which would be cool. Yes. Okay. Greetings from the Charlotte airport. 1, enjoy those rocking chairs. Don't worry about the rocking chairs. You don't have to get on those rocking chairs, Harold. They're there in the main terminal, but they're still just fucking rocking chairs. It doesn't really matter. But I hope you're enjoying the airport. For a second there, I was wondering if you're watching the stream over international waters, which would be wild. But yes, I have a Lego set that came in from Harold, which is lovely of him. But I now have a kit that is coming in the mail on Saturday, and a kit that I already have right over here. And so I'll do a poll for my patrons about what I should start first. I wish in-air Wi-Fi on American is $15. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Different airports, different airlines charge different. Some of those deals aren't bad if it's like a long flight, you know? But sometimes they're like, oh, it's this amount of money for this many hours. And you're like, let me do the math here, you know? You'll be trying to sleep. Totally, right? I understand. I gotcha. Last time I flew internationally, there wasn't Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi wasn't a thing you could get on planes, so it didn't matter to me. I was a teenager. I didn't even have a phone at that time. So, the world has certainly changed here and there. All right, so want to be on like this. We want to be like this. It'll be like 12:15 local time when we land in London. Nice. You got the whole day ahead of you when you get there. That'll be awesome. Well, have a great trip, Harold. I hope you have a wonderful time. I'm not telling you to leave right now. I hope you enjoy watching the stream at the airport. I'm glad the international airport there is allowing this to work for you. We're done with this fish. This fish has been completed. I'll show it off here. You go. You got our side of the fish. This is the 3-in-1, the Exotic Parrot 3-in-1. So we got the fish friend here. A nice little scenery. I'm going to take a photo of this from a couple angles, and then we'll talk about ways you can support the channel. Go through all that shenanigans, and then we'll get into disassembly, and then we'll start assembling the frog. But first, I need to take several photos options. So we got that fish. We want to do like that. You know what? That first photo I think is the best, probably. This is kind of fun to show. All right, I got some options of that because we're going to disassemble it, and I'll never be able to look at it quite the same again. We got our part separator here, the old brick separator, which we can use as we need. I'm just going to rough chop it, rough disassemble, and then we'll start really getting into the weeds here of disassembling this thing after the pause for the cause. So basically, as I'm talking about anime, I can start breaking this kit down, which will be very easy for me to do. All right, so hi, this is the Baer Workshop. If you're watching, if you're new here, hit the follow button. I build model kits and Lego sets on Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays, and on Tuesday I do something that's not model kit building or Lego building. Generally video games, but sometimes conversations, sometimes presentations, whatever. And this is my opportunity in the middle of the stream to chat with you about ways that you can support what I do here. You are under no obligation to do any of the things I'm about to bring up. If you would like to do those things, it'd be rad, but you don't have to. Hitting the follow button like William did earlier would be really nice. I appreciate that very much. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here in my many shenanigans. You could use your Cash Money or your Prime and Gaming sub if you are in the Amazon ecosystem. You get that, you link your Prime with your Twitch, you get that sub, you can give it to somebody, and if you're going to give it to somebody, it might as well be your friend Pat. That's me. You could also be like Bobby Dice Roller and Firestar Man and Nannerpuss and gift subs. Aristophan, who always ends up gifting subs just about every month, which is lovely. You gift sub to somebody in the community. Right now, I got a lot of gift subs. I'm doing pretty good in subs this month. We did do our subathon earlier, and now we've blown past our highest number ever by quite a bit, which is wild. Unbelievably weird and wild. And yeah, subscribing through here is the easiest way to support what I do. There are other ways. I'll tell you about a few of them now. Like my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. If you want to join my Patreon, you could do that. And you get different things for doing it, as mentioned. You could also jump over to my YouTube channel, because I got a YouTube channel. That's right. YouTube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, if you wanted, you could just subscribe for free, obviously. We're going to get back to building soon, folks. This is just the pause for the cause. I'm going to promote myself for a couple minutes, and then we'll get back to business. The business of building Lego and talking about anime. But yeah, my YouTube channel, you become a member there. $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos a day early. That might be something that you want to do. I don't know, you don't have to, but if you want to do that, you could. Or if you don't want to support me on a monthly basis, but every once in a while you want to kick a few bucks my way, help me out that way, well, a good way to do that would be to use Coffee or Stream Elements or PayPal. Everything I make through direct donations like that, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos does help me because you see some ads, I get a little cut of that action. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I buy model kits and Lego sets and occasionally equipment with that money, which is great. It works out pretty good for me that way. I've got a backlog of stuff. I'm doing 2-hour builds every three times a week, so it adds up. I build quite a bit here, so I constantly need more stuff to put together. Now, one thing that's awesome is I have an Amazon wish list, and the Lego that I'm currently building right now was bought off my wish list. I've got 2 model kits coming in from the wish list. I got another Lego set waiting in the wings for the wish list, because anything that gets bought there jumps the queue and becomes the next thing that I build. So if you want to have a say in what I'm doing here on stream, you can buy something there. My birthday was the 23rd. If you want to get me a late birthday present, you could do that. I've got, on this wish list, I got Lego sets. I just added a new Lego set, the Cyber Drone 3-in-1. I've got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that are on sale, kits that never go on sale. All kinds of different stuff with free shipping, stuff that just like is coming from Japan and it's being imported. I put in, because one of the kits I have in my backlog now from my wish list is the Providence Gundam, which is a very expensive model kit. I put in a new expensive model kit. It is the Full Mechanics Aerial, so that's the 1/100 scale. So it's like a big tall friend. I put that in on my wish list because I haven't built that. That's expensive. I'm not expecting you to get that, but it's there because sometimes people are like, "Hey Pat, I want to buy something very pricey for you," which is wild of them. What is happening here? Got a new follower. Thank you very much, Brian6. I almost said Brain6. You're Brian6. Thank you, Brian6, and welcome. Puppet Jared just raided with a party of 35, which means we got to get back to Lego because I'm going to stop talking about all the shit that I was promoting here because we just got a raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hope you had fun over there. I believe that Puppet Jared was doing something with like a fake news thing, but really just still celebrating old, weird, terrible or terror-bad cartoons. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're ready to hang out with me, Pat Baer, while I build some Lego and talk about anime. And then we'll probably talk about video games. Straw Hat and PC, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. So yeah, this channel, I build Lego sets. I build various other shenanigans here, model kits, stuff like that. Wally just subscribed. Thank you very much, Wally, for subscribing. Hi Juice just followed. Thank you very much, Hi Juice. We're going to hit the applause there for Wally. Thank you very much, Wally. Welcome. Yes, indeed. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So one thing I'll put in there, I was going to promote some videos that I put up on my YouTube recently. I'm just going to put the YouTube link back in there. So if you want to check out some funny videos, go to my YouTube channel. There's video stuff there. I think you should check that out. My most recent Baerly Rehearsed is called Clean Slate Number 2. That is an attempt by me. I've been writing and performing character pieces every week. And I come up with a bunch of ideas, right? And then I film some of them. And sometimes as I'm filming, I'm like, this is bad. And sometimes before I even get to the filming stage, I go, what am I going to do with, how am I going to do this idea? I don't know. And so they just sit there waiting for me to use them. So once in a while, I just go, no, I'm going to say what they are, these ideas that I'm never going to use. And then I throw them away. I clean the slate. I wipe it clean. And then I have to come up with a bunch of new ideas. It forces me to actually work on ideas that I might make the light of day. Anyway, I need to drink a little water. We got to build some Lego. We got to get into more Lego here. I should also say, because Wally renewed their sub, I now have we now broke my record for the most subscribers I've ever had at one time, which is wild. We're at 101. That is so many subscribers. I did a subathon where I tried to get to 86 subscribers, and then we did, and then more subscribers happened, and that's wild. That was on Friday I did that. Anyway, I'm going to drink a little water. We're going to work on some Lego. Let's do it. So, before the break, where I talked about ways you can support the channel, we finished up this fish. So we can get rid of the fish, and we can put in the frog. Here's the frog. So this is going to be what we're building next. This is a 3-in-1. If you've never built a Lego 3-in-1, you don't use all the parts. Like, there's usually a big thing that uses every part, and then there are like 2 smaller things. But you get to build them all. You can't build them all at the same time. You got to build them with the same parts. So we built a big parrot, which was fun. Finished that. We built a good-sized fish. Finished that. Now we're going to build, in my opinion, what appears to be a poisonous frog. Because generally, frogs that are bright colored like that are like that as a defense mechanism to be like, hey, don't eat me. Hey, if you eat me, ooh, that's going to be rough for you, my friend. That's my assumption anyway when I look at that frog. As far as I can tell, that also is a frog. I don't think it's a toad. I think it's a frog. So we are breaking down our kit here. We'll use our brick separator if we need to, but I am just disassembling. It's a cool frog, right? We're disassembling some pieces. I am then knolling. I am organizing by color and grouping together by various colors so that I can find pieces faster. Some people just dump all their Lego in a bowl and then just root around. And I have found that I hate that. I like being able to dive in and really look at what I want to see, because then I'm just like, all right, well, it's an orange, so let me look at where my orange are. Oh, okay, I found it. And especially when you're doing something like Star Wars Lego. Star Wars Lego has a lot of light gray, dark gray, and then like black, and maybe even navy blue. And so instead of just having a pile with all that Lego, you can find what you're looking for a lot faster. Harold just made a joke saying, frog parking only, all others will be towed, which is good. I don't have, let's see, I'll give you a sound effect for that. Yeah. That's good joke, Harold. All right, so one thing I did want to talk about here is the final episodes of a couple anime that I have been watching. Because we do have some guests tonight, we had some people coming in from the raid, I'm not going to get like super spoilery with these, but I will give my overall impressions of the final episodes of these 2 series. One of which was, breathe, Pat. I got a cheat ability in a different world that became extraordinary, even in the real world, which was on Crunchyroll. This was episode 13 of 13. I was surprised this show got 13 episodes, but it did. And Oshi no Ko, which is episode 11. And you're like, oh, only 11, Pat. Well, the real answer is that the first episode was 90 minutes. So, you know, it's still a full-length series. It's just the pilot episode was very long. I have heard that the first episode coming in September of Frinrir, which is a beautiful manga series, is going to be 2 hours, the first episode, which is great. Because you gotta go into that knowing if you want the vibe of a very slow-paced thing from the perspective of an elf who has now outlived all of the people she partied with to defeat the demons, and now it's in the future, and she's just going about her business, collecting weird spells, and saving the day in various ways, and training up the next generation of heroes, which is lovely, but like such a slow pace show. I'm thrilled it's getting an anime adaptation. Anyway, the thing I will say about I got a cheat ability in a different world and became extraordinary even in the real world. There is some stuff that's frustrating about it. The animation sometimes was of very dubious quality. They definitely cut some corners, did what they had to do. Wish it had a bigger budget. I thought there was a whole sub thing. There was like a subplot about the head of a modeling agency that really wanted our boy Yuya, our main character guy, to be a model, and that had no payoff, and that's frustrating. I will say, if you're a fan of Akatsuki, the toad, or not toad. We're going to be building a frog. The boar or pig, the little mini pig, Akatsuki. Akatsuki saves the fucking day somehow. The evil villain gets her powers disrupted by and then the bunny man, the actual bunny, the divine rabbit, is just like, you're not an ordinary pig, are you? And the answer is, I guess, no. You may remember that our pig showed up in the bath one day and got through a barrier, and then Yuya had been like, were you here when I put the barrier up? And now, me thinking about the past, and now happened here with a barrier that went up that blocked evil energy, my thinking is that Akatsuki, the pig, could just fuck with barriers and put up his own barriers. This is a good pig. It's a very good pig. The girl who... we finally got the girl's name. Yudi. She ends up on Earth. It's whatever. There's like part of her punishment. She's got to like go to school. And it's like, sure, okay. Also, there's a brief shot of like Kaori, the girl, the main love interest on Earth, becoming friends with the love interest in the fantasy world. It's fine. He is some pig, Harold. You're not wrong. Look, I like shows that have fun animal friends, and that show has two. It has an adorable a dog that is actually a Fenrir, and it's got an adorable pig that is some kind of sacred beast as well. And then it's got a rabbit who can talk and knows martial arts. Indeed. Some pig indeed. Which is funny for two reasons. One, because we're talking about a pig, and two, because currently H-Bomb and Friends is in the Charlotte International Airport. Mr. Shanks says a lot of people really were down on this show, and yeah, it had some shortcomings, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I've been reading the manga through scans, of course, because that is not, I don't believe that is out officially, although it probably will be at some point. And yeah, it's got a lot of heart to it. Our boy never quite gets to the point where he starts believing himself enough. And I hope he finds that. But the animation just like sometimes was really good, but sometimes like there's a part where one of the villains trips and falls, and we don't actually see that. We just hear him go, ah, like, and there's like a window that they didn't animate the character falling. And it's like, oh no, oh, what happens? Did you guys get budget cuts? What's going on? Don't do 13 episodes, just do 12. Why did you do 13 if you don't have the money for it? So that's tough. They spent all their budget on 3 episodes. Yes, they spent a lot of money on like the first episode, it feels like. And then they cut corners where they could, which is a shame. But overall, it's Look, I'm predisposed. I like isekai. I like that subgenre. I am somewhat predisposed to be interested in it because I think it's enjoyable as a starting off point for storytelling. I like a good revenge story. I like a good people told you weren't shit, but you are shit. You're king shit, and now people will know you're king shit of fuck mountain now. So like, be proud of yourself. Now you got cool powers. Like I'm in. The dude judo throws a bear. A bear shows up at the school camping trip, and he's like, uh-oh, the nurse who is inappropriately flirting with me most of the time, but the nurse is in trouble. I know magic, and I can make swords appear, but I can't do that in front of my fellow students. So the only solution I can come up with is grab this bear and judo throw it. And that's fun. That's just fun. Like, sure. Like, that's good times. I'm in for it. There's stuff about it that I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, he's got such good reflexes that he's good at crane games, and he wins every friend of his that he's with something at a crane game. And like the nerdy guy gets like a little lady figurine, and everybody gets something. And it's just like, yeah, dude, this is his first time going to an arcade. Like, it's literally like one of his first times hanging out with friends ever. And it's his first time in an arcade, and he gets to be like the cool friend that wins prizes of the crane game. And you're like, oh, Yuya, that's cool as hell. I don't know. It's fun. There's some fun to be had with that show. I wish it had a bit of a better budget. Oshi no Ko, there is no moment in any part of Oshi no Ko that looks bad. This is a show that money was spent on. Season 2 was announced, by the way. But money was spent on this show. 90-minute episode 1, because they had to get through a lot of weird before you get into the meat of the show. Now, I have two big criticisms of Oshi no Ko, which I do think this episode stuck the landing in terms of the story they want to tell with it, right? The story of young people trying to make their way in the entertainment industry, this revival, this competition they did is Bikomachi, the a minorly legendary of note idol group that they've revived under new people, and the daughter of one of the people, but that's a secret, and learning about that, and like, comparing yourself negatively to other people but showing your own chances to shine and all that. And it's good, and it's fun, and the music is good, and the people the cast they hired are good singers, and it's well produced, and that's great. Except I don't care about it at all. I don't care about the idol shit. I don't care about Kana and Kana and Ruby and Memcho. I don't care that they had a great performance. I don't care about that. The part of the show I care about is the guy who is the reincarnation of a doctor trying to solve, like, who is the father of the child that I possess, and who clearly had something to do with the death of my mother, but also the death of me when I was a doctor. The murder mystery part. That's the shit I care about, and this episode has none of that. This episode has like, I swear I'm going to figure out who our dad is. And it's like, okay. Oh, okay. I want more of that. I just want more of that. Beyond that, of course, I know I talked about this before, the handling of suicide, attempted suicide in the show, because it is an anime, and where the manga was several chapters and was, I think, handled fairly well. It was a raw nerve at the time because it was clearly influenced by the real-life suicide of a wrestler who was on television in a show kind of similar to some of the TV stuff that was shown in Oshi no Ko. But based on a real-life story, and because it was an anime, it was like one episode and then never brought up again and never thought of again, and was handled, I think, fairly poorly. That's a frustrating thing, and like the fact that fans were more concerned with the idea that High Dive put a notice about suicide prevention at the start of the episode, and they were like, "You're spoiling the episode." It's like, well, fuck off. Fuck you. You only know that's a spoiler because you've read the manga, so you're already been spoiled. Fuck off. They keep that now. It's at the end of the episode. Now the prevention like information about suicide hotlines is at the end of the episode instead of the beginning, to placate people who are more concerned about that, who are still sending hate messages to the mother of a young woman who took her own life, who an element of this was based on, who had the audacity to think that it was handled poorly. So outside of that stuff, I do like Oshi no Ko. I thought this last episode was pretty great. Look, there's like a stage play of a popular anime that they're going to be doing, and all of them got cast in this stage play. And the stage play, the manga that they're doing a thing is based on is called Tokyo Blade, which feels like a manga I would read. I would love to read something called Tokyo Blade. I think that's such a cool, excellent choice for a name for this fictional manga that they're going to be doing the stage play of in the future. I think that's like very fun. There's a lot about the show that is great. I don't generally like shows about young, up-and-coming idols trying to make it in the modern Japanese business of, the idol business. I'm generally not interested in that. So even if this is a good one of those, it's not doing things that I really want to particularly care about. So it's frustrating on that aspect, right? Because the thing I actually want more information about is, of course, the investigation of trying to figure out who the father is, because the father, the assumption being that the father is the one who told the stalker, this is the first episode stuff, that the father is probably, the mystery father, is probably the person that told this stalker where to find the mom on two separate occasions, which led to the death of the doctor, and then eventually led to the death of the idol, who that's the part of it that is, to me, the most interesting element that I would like to see more of, and we don't see more of that, so it's kind of frustrating. But that's the anime that I've been watching. I will have new stuff this weekend on Saturday. I'll have 2 new shows to talk about on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'll have the last episode of season 2 of Witcher Mercury. So we'll talk about that on Monday, and along with probably some one show that came out this spring season that I didn't watch. I'm going to try to watch a couple episodes of The Galaxy Next Door, because that is, on the surface, it is about like a mangaka taking care of his younger siblings, and then like his new assistant is like beautiful and a wonderful person, but then there's also probably it's Galaxy Next Door, so I think she's an alien. I think that's what it is. I don't know. That seemed fun, so I kind of want to like check that out, because I never did end up watching that series. So that's probably the show I'm going to be taking a look at to talk about on Monday. And then hopefully on Thursday I'll have some other new anime to talk about as new shows start coming out, but I won't know for a while. And if not, I will talk about some manga that I have been reading, because that is my filler, because I always am reading new manga. I'll give you the briefest of looks at some of the manga that I have been reading. Let me bust out my manga list, stuff that I've been checking out lately. The Bewilderment of the Sacrificial Second Princess is really fun. That is a kind of a play on the like banished trope, in that they're like, actually, we're gonna have you married off to this other country instead of being our next queen. We're just gonna like sell you off. And then she gets to this new place, and they're like, holy shit, it's so awesome you're here. You're so goddamn smart, because she is. And they're like, oh, we're so goddamn lucky to have you here. You're like, magic. You can like have our barrier, and you're like very smart, because her younger sister could make better barriers than her. People were like took her for granted, and now she's not being taken for granted. It's good. Um, let's see. Solo Farming in the Tower is a manhwa that I've been reading that I really like. That's got a lot of heart to it. The extra is the Solo Farming in the Tower is got a lot of cute animals, I should say. Also a lot of cute animals. That's a dude that tries to force his way into the tower to be an adventurer and get skills, and he ends up getting farming skills, and he's kind of trapped. But then he makes deals with animals that live there, and he starts making cool food and selling that food and all that, and kind of leveling up that way. And it's cute. The bee is hot now, and I was like, oh no, they made the bee hot. Yikes. The extra is too strong is fairly new as a manhwa, but I'm enjoying it. That is another, like, I woke up in a novel, but he's the minor character that eventually gets corrupted and betrayed. So even though he's the minor character, he was never an important character. He is now that this guy has his abilities, he knows he can rewrite the novel basically, because he won't go the wrong path. Because like the guy he was very unhappy with how the story ended. The hero of the novel, like, basically destroys the world and rebuilds it. And that's his, like, victory. And so this guy's like, I'm going to make sure he can't do that in the future. So that's kind of fun. Also, you get an element of this dude that got paralyzed in an accident now has a chance to be a strong dude in a fantasy world. And that's kind of fun. Catch you later, Harold. Harold, have a great trip. I hope you really enjoy your time. The vacation is fantastic. And then, when you're back, let me know, and we'll get that Lego set built that you bought me for my birthday, which is very kind of you. But yeah, have a great trip. And I hope you can sleep on the plane. So, The Player Hides His Past is another new manhwa, fairly new, that I've been diving into. That is, so I've talked a lot about the South Korean comics of the, like, climb the tower, be a guild, go on adventures. And this is kind of similar. There are guilds and adventure parties and all that. This one is also it's not the I woke up in a video game. It's the video game is real now. So this, like, MMO that people were playing suddenly becomes real. And slowly, not all the time, not at once, people that played the game merge with their characters, which is, I think, a fun idea. So most people are just like, oh, it's me, except I have different hair or I have more muscles, because there were no RP servers. So most people are just like, oh yeah, my name shows up differently, but I'm just me. This is just me, but now I'm an archer, or I know magic, or whatever. But our main character played the game when he was in high school, or he was about to get to high school, middle school. So his character is a fucking edgelord. He wrote backstory, and he was role playing, and he's got, like, a whole backstory. So now he was like a proper British gentleman with, like, all these, like, whatever. He's like the last of a fallen whatever. And he came up with all this story. So that's real. So he can't really, like, escape the fact that he has to talk like a fucking asshole. And you get to see, like, his response to situations, and then, like, the actual response that the guy, like, kind of inside, like, from the inside, almost like a ghost, how he's responding to what's happening there. And it's an interesting juxtaposition in that way, of, like, him being, like, trying to look cool, but also being very cold, because like, on the inside he's like, oh, we're freezing. They're just starting to get in the idea that the backstory, like, means that he can do stuff that no one else should be able to do, which is interesting. I don't know. There's something there. Also, he's, like, the only demon slayer, demon hunter left, because all the other demon hunters died because it was a very unpopular class in the game. But now demons are showing up, so it's really important that he's there. I don't know. It's interesting. There's something there to it. I'm liking it so far. I think we're almost ready to talk about the constellations are my disciples. I think we're almost ready for that. I'm going to put that in the we can talk about it category. I keep track of what I'm reading, and then when I've read basically when I've read 10 or 11 chapters of a manga, we can talk about it. But because manhwa are shorter, that the art's long, but the actual content of each chapter is shorter, I wait until I have 20 or 30. If I talk about the constellations are my disciples, I know that this dude who got died and then got summoned again in the future and is now kind of figuring out his way in this world. I know that dude is that all of the constellations, all these gods, were all his disciples and all subservient to him. I know because I read the description. The main character doesn't know that yet. It hasn't occurred to him in the story yet. So it's well, can I really talk about that yet? Because probably an important thing just hasn't happened in that story. But maybe I can. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that hopefully I'll be able to talk about soon because there'll be enough chapters. I could probably talk about Revenge of the Sword Clan's Hound. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get rid of that. I don't need that. There's just a bunch of stuff I'm reading lately. Now's the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching? What are you reading right now? Is there anything that's that you're super into that you want to chat with me? If you want to hop into chat and let me know what you're watching, reading, playing. What's got you going? Party Robot just hit the follow button. Thank you, Party Robot. Welcome. For me, I've been playing Hearthstone. There's a new mode which is kind of like classic, but it'll rotate what cards you can use, but you can't use neutral cards. So you can only use class cards, and that's interesting. I have a deck in there that I have enjoyed somewhat, and I've been checking that out. I have a couple decks that I've been playing with. I still haven't found my deck yet, but that's been kind of fun, and of course I still enjoy Hearthstone. I'm still in there pretty dang often, so this isn't the right color. Looking at that's not the right color. So is it blue? But that's not the right. This in the photo, this is a dark blue, but I don't think I have that in dark blue. So I think it's actually wrong, and it's a light blue. But you can see here, this piece here. That doesn't match up. So now I'm going to look one time through my dark blue to see if it's there. I think it is just the wrong color, which is weird. It's weird that that's like that, but whatever. I'm not too worried about that, about this frog. We'll find out. Now, when I look at the actual frog itself, that looks right. So, well, I don't know. I'm going to see the new Indiana Jones movie tomorrow. Hoping to put some more time into Final Fantasy 16 this weekend, says Lord Crash in it. Ooh, that sounds fun. I hope you get to put a lot of time into that. Okay, so this is the back of the frog here. Whatever. Figure it out. Oh, wait. Oh, I know what happens. It's this piece here. It's this piece. It's supposed to be on there. That's what I did wrong. I figured it out now. I get it now. Okay. This piece is supposed to be, yeah. This piece here is the piece that I need. Um, let's see. Are there other games that I've been playing? I mean, I'm still playing Persona 4 Golden with mods. I'm still having a really good time with Persona Golden with mods. That's the fun time. I'm trying to hang out more with Kanji, trying to level up my social links with my boy Kanji. That's been fun. Is there anything else going on? Game wise with your boy Pat, not really. I this weekend or this week I watched a lot of wrestling. Last night watched the 2 hours of Dynamite with friends, and then watched 2 hours of the 4 hours of Forbidden Door again because a friend of mine missed the opportunity to watch some of it. She couldn't see the beginning of the thing, so we watched that together, and that was fun. And of course, I got wrestling tomorrow and Saturday, and then maybe on Sunday I'm going to show a one of the pay-per-views, or not the pay-per-views, one of the weekly shows from Tokijoshi Pro Wrestling that was taped but didn't air live. I might show that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have a lot of games on my agenda right now. I'm taking a slight break from Diablo 4. I still really enjoy Diablo 4. Don't get me wrong. I have completed. I have beaten Diablo 4. There's more to it, obviously, but I have finished Diablo 4. So like, I'm doing fucking good on that. But before I get even farther into it and start doing some other shenanigans within the game, I'm on a little bit of a break. I don't want to burn out on Diablo before the season pass stuff even starts, you know? So, but I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time with Diablo. But my daily game right now is still Hearthstone. Still figuring that stuff out. Like I said, trying out. There's a Tavern Brawl this week is you fighting against different decks, but not against human opponents. So I think I finished half of that, and I want to try to finish that up tomorrow. We'll see. Sometimes while I'm doing other stuff, while there's like a stream that I'm checking out, I have to pay attention to the stream and just play Hearthstone on one of my other monitors. So I'll probably end up doing that. But yeah, people in chat have any games or anything you're playing, anything you're watching, whatever's up with you. Yeah, if you're going to see Indiana Jones in the movies or Asteroid City or whatever, let me know. I don't plan to go to the movie theater anytime soon, but I do like to hear what y'all are up to. If you're playing Final Fantasy and you're getting into that, John has been playing System Shock Remake right now. Nice. Hope you're having a great time with the old System Shock. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like that game, it hit really hard with a couple of my friends, but it doesn't feel like it really oddly, it didn't I think there's just too many good games that came out for the game reviewers and the people that play a bunch of games for podcasts and for streams and coverage. I feel like they leaned more towards Final Fantasy or Street Fighter, and maybe didn't end up picking up System Shock Remake. So I haven't heard a lot about it from the people that I pay attention to. But also, there's probably some people that I should be trying to reach out and pay attention to more people out there, right? Broaden who I'm listening to. Pierce, let's see, we got here. Pierce Dump Misfit, Pierced Up Misfit. It's not Dup, it's Pierced Up Misfit. Hit the follow button. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, hitting the follow button is an easy way to find out what I'm up to, folks, and when I'm working on stuff and when I'm streaming next. My next stream, if you're curious, will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time until 11 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will finish this frog, and then when the frog is done, it'll be time to work on one of two model kits. It'll either be the Providence Gundam, or it'll be what is the other one called? The Zort Heavy, because one was bought off my wish list and the other was bought using a gift card that someone sent me to USA Gundam Store. So those are both from my wish list, we'll say. And so my $10 patrons are going to vote. I'm going to put a poll up tomorrow, and they're going to vote on when I start next. Because we won't finish this frog tonight. We'll get close to finishing this frog, but we're not actually going to finish it. So we will finish that on Saturday, and then we will start a model kit. And it'll be one of those too. And I'm excited about that because I will be excited to work on either of those. All right, so we got to do one of these and one of these. We did get a good base of this frog done, but now I think we're working on we're working on the a frog leg right now. This is fun, right? So this is normally used as like brush or branches or like under, I think we did like seaweed. So that was a branch. It was seaweed, and now it is a frog leg. That is a fun part of these 3-in-1s. You're never quite sure what we're going to end up with what it's end up going to be, or what it's going to be in the end, which I like. Let's see. So we're going to do like that, yeah. Nope. Let's see. Is it like that? I'm going to go one more on here. There we go. That's what it looks like. That was a little confusing, but there we go. And then this snaps in here. Boom. Leg. We're making progress on this on our frog here. Oh no, we're going to do the front of the frog leg. And again, we're going to be using what has been seaweed and what has been leaves on a branch. But in this case, it will be the front foot, which is fun. All right, we're probably going to wrap things up here in a minute or two. We'll get that going there. But this is probably a good place to finish up. Is on this here, and then this is going to go like this. Yeah. All right. Yeah, there we go. Front legs of our frog. Done. And then we have to do... Oh, yeah, you know what? Let's get the eyes on here. That way we can definitely look at it and go, this is definitely a frog. Once we get the eyes on, and then we'll probably wrap up after that. And we'll, of course, rate. Because we got rated tonight, which was lovely. So we want to share the love by going and hanging out with some other people and seeing what they're up to. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh. We got to get the eyeballs. Each of these kits did have eyeballs on it, which is good. All right, so this got to go there. They got to be bug eyes, so we got to put them on here like this. There we go. And then it goes like that. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And then we will basically do the same thing of the rest of the legs, and that'll be the end of it. But that will be for Saturday's stream. And again, new anime to talk about on Saturday, so that'll be fun. It'll also be the first stream of the month, so I will have a new song to play for channel points, which I have to get set up, and I'll get that set up tomorrow. But yeah, we'll find some fun for tomorrow's stream. Oh, Lord Crashton, for the last time, I will hit this dance song. Thank you for using your channel points. As we wrap up the stream, we'll get a dance song going. All right, and that's the last time I'll play that song on stream because I'll have a new song for Saturday's stream. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me here tonight. That is going to wrap up our activities here on a lovely Thursday evening. But we are going to raid, as mentioned. Um, we're going to go hang out with some people here. I'm going to find somebody doing some cool shit that we'll hang out with who has a great community. Those are my requirements. Somebody that I know doing cool stuff. That I know that their community is full of lovely folks. It's the least we can do. So who is doing things? Who's doing things and things? Yeah, have a good night to you, John. Who's doing things and things? All right, we're gonna go hang out with Matt Wiggins. Matt Wiggins is playing Final Fantasy 16. Matt likes the Final Fantasies. Um, I have not been paying enough attention to what's going on in the world of Final Fantasy, so this should be interesting to go check that out. Um, uh, but I do know this will be a fun time because Matt's good people and he has a good community. And sometimes his dog is in shot, and that's fun. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Hope you have a great night. Hope you come along on this raid as we hang out with Matt as he's doing some Final Fantasy shenanigans. I will see you on the next stream. So I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. And yeah, bye everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.